There's so much that goes into creating an event, and it's not just putting flowers together, pretty flowers together.
It's like trying to take a picture of a sunset or the stars. It's really a breathtaking, beautiful experience that you're smelling the aroma. You are having a true experience, especially when the design is really strong and it's a really beautiful statement. It is so much more of an experience than a pretty prop.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and besides of being recently married, I own the leading company in bouquet preservation in the world. It is when connecting with my clients that I felt the need to serve them and help them navigate this new and exciting journey. On this podcast, we bring you everything you need to know to plan the wedding of your dreams. We'll be featuring conversations with top wedding vendors and valuable tips and advice from real couples. Whether you're engaged or simply love, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's get started on this journey to your perfect wedding day. Welcome to the club, to Bridal Club.
Welcome back to Bridal Club. Today, I have here the two of the masterminds behind the wedding and events for Dr. Delphinium. If you guys are in Dallas, Texas, of course, you know who Dr. Delphinium is. If you're not, they're going to tell us all about them. They are a legacy florist here in Dallas that everybody knows about. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. I've been working with Dr. Delphinium for very many years, so this is a really exciting moment for me. So thank you again.
Yay. I love that.
So why don't you tell us what Dr. Delphinium is and everything about its legacy?
Dr. Delphinium is a luxury florist. They've been around for 36 years, kind of the core of Dallas. We have 3 locations. We've grown and expanded tremendously, which is so exciting. Our core pillars are about customer service and quality. So that's quality blooms, quality arrangements, quality design, having a unique design perspective, and really being able to work with clients and really lead them to bring their vision to life.
Yeah, you guys do some of my best and favorite weddings here in Dallas, Texas. These are their blooms, and you can tell every single time that we get their blooms, we're so excited because the quality is above anyone else. Seriously, I just love working with y'all. I have no idea where you source your flowers, but you can just tell that you spend a lot of time and obviously resources behind them. So
yeah, thank you. We actually work directly with farms. Our owner has established some really great relationships worldwide with farms. And so we are able to get those blooms directly. You know exactly where they're coming from, how they're grown. Really valuable partnership.
I love it. You have a lot of experience in the fashion industry as well. Why don't you tell me your experience in that field and then how it translates to floral design?
Yeah. So I come from high-end couture evening wear bridal in New York City. I studied fashion design in Chicago and then started my career in New York City with some of the big brands back in the day. I was there for a quick decade. And it was really amazing to see quality design firsthand. I wear a lot of different hats in my career. So anything from the design of designing embroideries and overseeing cutters, pattern makers, sewers, the whole 9 yards. I would oversee the sewing atelier. It really gives you an eye for detail and an eye for color and shape and texture and design. And it allows you to zoom in and zoom out. I did a lot with operations and management and that type of thing. So now I'm the wedding and event sales director with them and their team. And it helps me see, what is working? How can we improve? Can we work more with marketing? Can we do something else with our relationships in the industry? And yeah, it's really, really fun.
I love it. How about you, Alex?
I have a background in fashion as well. So I was in fashion styling and fashion editing for 4 years with a luxury department store here in Dallas. And so I think that translates across industries. And so the level of just luxury product and service that's offered in that industry definitely translates into floral and weddings as well. And also just the principles of design and concepts of design that, again, translate really easily across the industry. Just a different material and medium.
Yes, I wanted to be a fashion designer my whole childhood. In fact, even as a teenager. So you guys have kind of like my dream jobs.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, but it is like everything connected too. And I love the fact that you're still being able to be super creative, obviously, when you do all of these installations and weddings. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah.
Alex, I heard that you're very well known for being calm and grounded under pressure, which is such a key element when you're planning a wedding, because obviously there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of tension and pressure for the bride. So why don't you tell our audience basically how you can help them make sure that they're calm, while making these decisions?
Yeah, so I definitely view the process as collaborative. So I want the couple to feel heard whenever they share what their vision is, what their priority is, as we're thinking through their designs and their wedding. I also want to just help educate them along the way.
Okay.
So a lot of them, this obviously is the first time that they're planning an event to this scale and size. And so I just want to reassure them throughout the process that we're experts in what we're, how we're established as a vendor for them. We definitely want them to feel heard and just build that trust with them that we're going to carry them through the process, throughout the planning process, as well as on the day of too. So just really establishing a strong relationship with them.
I love that. And you can tell that you're just so calm, So I love that. Okay. So you guys have said before, floral dreams come true. What does that mean for Dr. Delphinium?
There's a lot of factors that contribute to a bride's dream floral. We're definitely known for delivering on the product and quality design. And so the deliverables are definitely there. But we also want the process to be a dream experience for them as well. We want it to feel as stress-free as possible. Whether that's throughout the planning process, we really want to be as communicative and available to them, as well as on the day of. We want our production team to just execute as flawlessly as possible. So those are like our top priorities.
I love that. Customer service is so important to you. Tell me more about the process of what it's like working with you. I can imagine that some people have some ideas of what they want. Some people may have no clue of what they want. What's the process like?
You'll come to us and we'll coordinate a time. You can meet with us in person. You can meet with us virtually or on the phone. We really just want to get an understanding of like the core details of what your event is about. So is it in the daytime? Is it in the nighttime? Where is the venue space? And it's kind of a perfect marriage of what are your dreams, your color palette, how you envision it, and then some real factors, right? So what about the season for the flowers? What about the venue and the space? Okay, I see a lot of dark colors in this space. Let's look through it. Maybe we do a walkthrough together. Really making it really intentional and about really about what they're trying to say and what they want to see. And then how can we make that make sense with weather and all different other factors that go into it.
As I said, you produce some of the best weddings here in Dallas. Go to their Instagram and check out their visuals. They're absolutely stunning. And I love the fact that no single wedding is the same. Like everything is so different every time, regardless if they're using like similar, like a color palette and stuff like that. So how creative.
Yeah, that is a priority for us. All of our designs are custom and personal to the couple, and not even just for weddings and events, but across every other branch of the company too.
Yes,
so
because
really
they do.
Important.
Yeah, they do have a floral shop. So if you want to give flowers to somebody, you can just go in there and buy the flowers. Which, by the way, about a year ago, when I had surgery and one of my doctors sent me flowers, and it was from you guys. So the card was there. I was like, I have no idea who this is because I wasn't expecting them. And I saw Delphinium. So I love that. Let's talk about trends.
Yes.
What are you guys seeing? What are your favorites? What do you think about trends in general?
I feel like trends, you see things as soon as they're predicted, they kind of get exhausted sometimes. Other times there's ones that are just going to be forever. I tend to love to see texture. So I really love to see maybe you step away and from a faraway distance perspective, it looks one way, and then you get close and you notice all this detail. You notice these different blooms or maybe smaller blooms and colors you couldn't see from before. So I kind of love for it to have an organic kind of modern feel is my favorite. How about you?
One of my favorite design trends that I prefer is mono bloom style. So whenever we just focus on one variety, maybe it's all hydrangea, all tulips, it's a different way of making a statement. It may not be like a massive, large head table runner, but we'll use, all tulips in order to create a really beautiful design down the table.
Yeah.
And so it's still impactful. And maybe they're like varying size arrangements, but just kind of focusing on one bloom and letting that make the impact. That's one of my favorites.
And I feel like that is a trend, yes, because we've seen it a lot with bridesmaids just carrying like a single type of flower bouquets.
Yeah.
But it should be here to stay, right?
I think it's definitely a design style that will establish itself as something that's timeless as well. So not just a trend.
Because you can make it classic, you can make it modern, you can make it moody, depending on the colors and the type of bloom you choose.
Yeah.
There's just so many different outcomes that you can have. And so I feel like it could really translate well for a long time.
Yeah, I think so too. When we preserve flowers, for the most part, we just combine all the flowers that they have in a bouquet, an arrangement, or installation. I would love, which we've kind of like done in the past, where we just preserve like a single flower per piece. But I would love to make a set with a whole bridesmaids bouquet.
Yes, that'd be beautiful.
I just did a bouquet that was all ranunculus.
Oh, wow.
Really? Right. And I mixed a Clooney, which is a larger ranunculus, with a regular size, and they were all blush. But even still, you have a little bit of varying colors within the blush itself.
Okay.
So I feel like that could be really unique too.
Yeah. Ranunculus is when after they preserve, they sometimes shrink a little bit. I actually did. It was bookends. We had to make so many layers to be able to translate what the bouquet looked like into the actual piece, because ultimately our goal, we're preserving what you guys create, and it becomes a legacy piece for the family, because it goes from being the wedding flower to actually a piece of art that they get to keep. So we want to be super intentional when we're preserving the flowers to make sure that it's translating what you guys created into the piece as well. What does it mean to know that your families oftentimes keep those flowers that you designed forever?
That's just so significant to us and very meaningful. It's the reason why we do what we do. We want to be a part of these special occasions. We want to be the florist that they trust and depend on to execute those designs for them. And so that just feels so special that they'll continue to have them in their home and over their lifetime.
I love that. You guys having a floral shop as well, not just being a florist, like a wedding florist. I just love the fact that the bride and groom can come back to you and basically recreate the bouquet. That would be so special.
Yeah, the relationship continues with a lot of our clients. A lot of times the husband will order anniversary arrangements based off of their wedding flowers. Will be called back for their baby showers. So we get to celebrate, their first child, birthday events. Yeah, we just really want to continue the relationship with them.
I love that.
And we have generational things too, because since we've been around so long, we have mothers that we got our flowers with Dr. Delphinium, and now we want our daughter to come too. So we have a lot of those as well, and that's very special.
I love that. And obviously, I feel like all women love flowers, right? But I never knew much about them until I started pressing flowers back in, again, like 9 years ago, 9.5 years ago. But I knew about Dr. Delphinium shortly after I moved here to the United States 15 years ago. So again, it's just like a name that is just well known. So that's amazing you get to work there.
It's an honor.
Yeah, I bet. Let's talk about some misconceptions in just flowers in general. And then also whenever you're obviously getting married or something, what are some things that you wish more people knew about?
I definitely would encourage brides to view flowers as not just another pretty add-on or an afterthought. Whenever we prioritize good design and intentional floral design, we feel like it can really bring the vision to life. And so if there's a style that we're leaning into across the wedding, whenever you have intentional floral design, it's just going to be like the perfect accessory to finish an outfit. It's kind of how we view it for weddings as well. It just kind of adds that finishing touch to make the whole event feel cohesive.
I love that.
I think for misconceptions, I think it can be very overwhelming and overstimulating what you see online.
Yes.
And it can be very difficult to understand, what is that investment? What does that investment look like? So I think just a general rule of thumb is, what does this look like? And can this make sense for my budget and for my amount of people or for my space? I think just having a little bit more of an open mind from what you see online and how that would and could or should transfer for your wedding in real life.
Yes. And again, something to keep in mind, you guys, is that I don't want you guys to look at flowers at just like the flowers. Again, they have to source them from all over the country, all over the world.
In the world.
All over the world. And then there's so much that goes into creating an event. And it's not just putting flowers together, pretty flowers together. So keep definitely that in mind as well when you see all these beautiful aesthetics, you know, on Instagram, online. I'm sure a lot of people, you know, see that and they're like expecting to be within their budget. And all of a sudden they just get a little bit of a shock, right?
Yeah. And I would say that it's like trying to take a picture of a sunset, you know, or the stars. It's really a breathtaking, beautiful experience that you're smelling the aroma. You are having a true experience, especially when the design is really strong and it's really a really beautiful statement. I feel like realizing that it is so much more of an experience than a pretty prop.
I love that. I love that so much. That was awesome. It's all about the experience. Like, I mean, it's true. I mean, yes, there's so much intention in flowers, and especially when some people, I'm sure they have special connections with specific type of flowers. Yes. Whether it's like them or somebody in their family. So being able to put that intentionally into the design, I bet that's super special.
Yeah, it is a living product, and all of our designers are extensively trained. That's a big priority for us. So it is an investment and an experience that you're going to get from it.
I love it. Okay, perfect. Well, so how can people connect with you and hire you for their wedding?
On our website, drdelphinium.com, there's a tab for weddings, and you just click connect with us, and it'll ask you to fill out a very short inquiry form, just the basic general information. And then you'll immediately have access to our calendar, and you can book a consultation with us. And whether you want that in person or virtually or over the phone, I love when people come in person because then we can give them the tour of our stunning studio. You can see flowers that are actively being made. And it's a really amazing experience.
Yeah, that connection, I bet, is just amazing. Well, thank you guys so much again for everything.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was so much fun.
Learn about all things wedding straight from the experts. Be sure to like and subscribe to Bridal Club.